As Spiritans, we recognise that young people are marginalised from the church and often from society. They have a sense of alienation, they don't feel they're participating, and they don't invest in their own futures. So we try to work alongside them as a priority, and that's the reason we set up and we established Just Youth, to try to work with young people at the level of building a better society. One of our principles is to broaden their horizons, to look beyond themselves and to see how other people in the world are struggling also, and how we can support them, as well as supporting the young people in their own environment here.
Salford is a very deprived area where a lot of our children here would come from disadvantaged homes where there would be a lot of domestic violence and drug addiction and huge unemployment. And so we try and provide a facility for the young people where they can feel safe and maybe feel valued.
As a charity, we're responding to that through working with local young people of high school age, which is 11, up through to college age 18, and also through our partnership with our sister charity Revive. We work with young male asylum seekers, not because we don't want to work with female asylum seekers, there just are very few of them.
We Spiritans, we work for the poor and those who are marginalized, and to give voice to people, and that's what I believe this project is all about.
Just Youth employs a radical model of community where professed priests and brothers and lay volunteers work and live together.
It's very unique because we are living with young people, and they don't know anything about religious life or community life. So to come outside their own family, outside their own culture, and coming to live in a community made up of priests, Christian brothers, lay people, and it's something very, very different. It's very enriching and very challenging also at the same time. And each year is unique, and it's very different also. Yeah. So it's not easy it's not everybody who can live in that community, I would say. You need a special gift from God, maybe.
It's been a privilege to live with some of the Spiritan priests, and also to live with the young volunteers who come from around the world to give 1 year, and they take a gap year before they go to university. And we live in community with them, and we try and help them in small ways to grow spiritually, and also to learn a little bit about different cultures, as we're a very multicultural community. We have African priests, we have Irish brothers, we have people from Germany, South Korea, the UK, so it's very, very enriching.
Just Youth has 3 elements: prison ministry, working with young offenders, working with young people in schools through chaplaincy and through outreach, and then CSSp, working with young people in the local community. Prison ministry.
A recent development within Just Youth is our work with young people on the margins of society who find themselves in the prison system. Working as chaplains in the context of youth offending, we bring our spirit and charism to all those we meet.
Working with young people in schools through chaplaincy and through outreach.
We bring in schools to experience a time of reflection and activity so that they can understand where God is in their lives.
So we have 5 Spiritan priests who work with us full-time, and we also have 1 Spiritan seminarian each year who comes as part of the Overseas Experience Programme. Priests from Ghana, from Nigeria and from Tanzania who bring their culture, their experience and their ideas to enrich our team and to help us to grow and to develop our mission. We have 2 main sides to the mission ministry. The first is the chaplaincy work. Those teams, those chaplaincy schools, are led by Spiritan priests and supported by our volunteer team and our seminarian. This last year, we've worked with around 15,000 young people throughout the country. We have 5 chaplaincy schools that we work with each week, and that is the core of our work, where we are there ministering to young people, to children and to staff members as they journey through the year, as they go through difficult stages in their life and transition, as they're growing and searching for meaning. At different times of the year, we find that we work with different students. At the start of the year, we work a lot with those that are starting high school and trying to help them to settle in, build a community, and try to find out what it is to be a part of a Catholic community. And then as we come towards the end of the school year, we start to work with students about leaving school, moving forward and carrying on the next stage of their journey. A majority of our work is now what we call outreach work. So we try to take the mission and the ministry to schools and to reach them where they are. But we also have this wonderful centre where we can bring groups into our midst as well, and it's a space where they can come, they can escape from everything that is going on at school, all the busyness of their lives, and just be themselves, enjoy each other's company, and search and question in a more peaceful environment.
CRISP, working with young people in the local community.
The Christian Brothers were invited about 4 years ago to come and work with the Spiritans in Just Youth. And hence we came up with the name CRISP, C-H-R-I-S-P, C-H-R-I standing for the Christian Brothers, and S-P standing for the Spiritans.
I'm the project manager fundraiser for Just Youth and project manager for the CRISP project, which you've heard about being the part of Just Youth that serves the local area.
A lot of my work is involved with the sister organisation called Revive, another Spiritan project which is very, very highly regarded in Manchester, and I'm privileged to work with them in different capacities. On Thursdays we have a club for young asylum seeker men. When they arrive in Manchester, they don't know anybody, and so it's a place for them to come and socialise and get to make friends. And one of the needs I saw was that a lot of them were not able to speak English, so now they are learning to speak English in an Irish accent and doing quite well. We just teach them basic English just to be able to go to the medical centre or the job centre or go to the hospital or whatever. Also, I do a little visitation, visit some of the asylum seekers in their homes where they would suffer from some mental problems and they are fearful of coming out. So I go and meet them and try and encourage them.
Just Youth aims to promote justice and to empower young people through education, breaking down barriers, and building relationships.
So Just Youth is formed to look at justice, not only for the world outside, but for the world within. So we're also looking to help young people recognize the injustices done towards them, and to try to give them empowerment to tackle those injustices. At the same time, the young people look at the injustices around the world and are able to sympathize and even support areas around the world where there are difficulties.
I did the statistics that jump into my head at the moment are from last April until March this year. I prepared them for a report for some funders. We had 1,717, 1717, which is why it sticks in my mind. They were young people that came to the youth club in the space of 1 year. What we've gradually started to do is to introduce the young people who come to our youth group, who are local, into becoming involved in the activities with the asylum seekers and refugees. This has had really positive effects, and the local police officers tell us that we've actually reduced hate crime in the area by doing work to help not just people understand, but people become friends with, other children and young people from other cultures. And once someone is your friend, you don't see them as an enemy or as someone who's different. That has knock-on effects with families, but not so much as it does with the youngsters themselves. Because we want to raise awareness of injustice for young people, we have started to support asylum seekers and refugees in visiting schools so that we can tell the story and we can dispel the many myths around asylum seekers. We'd rather tell the real story than the media negative picture that is painted. And this has had a tremendous effect. So we've made quite some inroads into hate crime and racism